Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of September 9th, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Strategic use of air and missile strikes, Russian operational tactical aviation, UAVs, missile troops, and artillery hit concentrations of Ukrainian troops and military equipment in 148 locations. Russian air defense systems intercepted 2 French-made Hammer-guided bombs for U.S.-made HIMARS rockets and 45 Ukrainian UAVs.
Welcome to Frontline Updates podcast, where we bring you the latest updates from the front lines. Today, we're joined again by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye to provide an update on the progress of the special military operation as of September 9th, 2024. Colonel, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to share today's briefing.
Let's dive right in. Can you give us an overview of the key developments in the operation over the last 24 hours?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continued operations across several fronts, achieving tactical gains while repelling multiple Ukrainian counterattacks. In total, Ukrainian forces suffered significant losses, more than 2,200 servicemen across several key regions, along with substantial amounts of military equipment.
That's a significant number of casualties. Could you walk us through the North Group's actions in particular?
Of course. The North Group operated in the Lipsov and Vovchansk directions in the Kharkiv region. We inflicted a defeat on the Ukrainian 92nd Airborne Assault Brigade and the 113th Territorial Defense Brigade. We also repelled 2 counterattacks from the 80th and 82nd Airborne Assault Brigades. The enemy lost approximately 150 servicemen and 2 vehicles during these engagements.
How about the West Group of forces? What were the key outcomes there?
The West Group achieved significant tactical improvements, targeting Ukrainian forces in areas like Petropavlivka in Kharkiv and Novovodinoye in Luhansk. We repelled counterattacks from the 53rd Mechanized Brigade and destroyed a wide range of Ukrainian military assets, including tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, and artillery systems. The enemy's total losses were around 620 troops, along with 6 field ammunition depots.
That's quite a heavy toll. Moving to the Southern Group, what can you share about their operations?
The Southern Group occupied more advantageous positions and successfully repelled an assault by Ukrainian forces in the Donetsk People's Republic, specifically in Konstantinovka, Zalizniansk, and Chasiv Yar. Ukrainian casualties were around 490 servicemen, and we destroyed several artillery pieces, including a U.S.-made 155mm M198 howitzer and 2 D-20 guns. Additionally, 3 ammunition depots were neutralized.
Impressive gains there. The Center Group also reportedly liberated a key settlement. Could you elaborate on that?
Yes, the Center Group liberated the settlement of Memrik in the Donetsk People's Republic. In doing so, we defeated Ukrainian units such as the 142nd Infantry and the 71st Jaeger Brigades. We repelled 8 counterattacks by Ukrainian forces, causing approximately 560 casualties and destroying multiple armored vehicles, artillery units, and howitzers, including the 152mm self-propelled Akatsiya.
That's a decisive victory. What can you tell us about the East Group of forces?
The East Group continued to solidify their positions along the forward edge, defeating Ukrainian forces in Zoloteya Niva and Novodorovka in the Donetsk and Zaporizhia regions. Ukrainian losses were around 125 troops. In addition, we destroyed a Polish-made 155mm Krab artillery unit and a U.S.-made Paladin artillery system.
It seems like the Russian forces were active across multiple regions. What did the DNEPR group accomplish?
The Dnipro Group inflicted heavy losses on Ukrainian formations in the Zaporizhia and Kherson regions, specifically targeting the 128th Mountain Assault Brigade and the 39th Coastal Defense Brigade. Ukrainian forces lost 75 servicemen and several vehicles, as well as artillery units like the D-20 and D-30 howitzers. 2 ammunition depots were also destroyed.
Now, shifting gears a bit, can you talk about the role of air and missile strikes in these operations?
Air and missile strikes have been critical. Our operational tactical aviation, UAVs, missile forces, and artillery hit 148 areas where Ukrainian forces were concentrated. This included strikes on key military infrastructure and equipment, disrupting their operations. Additionally, our air defense systems intercepted 2 French-made hammer-guided bombs, 4 U.S.-made HIMARS rockets, and 45 Ukrainian drones.
That's quite a comprehensive air defense system in action. Could you also provide us with a broader view of the total losses reported by Russian forces since the start of the special military operation?
Certainly. Since the beginning of the operation, we've destroyed 642 aircraft, 283 helicopters, over 31,000 unmanned aerial vehicles, nearly 18,000 tanks and armored combat vehicles, and over 25,800 special military vehicles. Additionally, our forces have neutralized 1,447 multiple launch rocket systems and over 14,000 field artillery pieces.
That's an extensive record of damage inflicted. Finally, can you give us an update on the situation in the Kursk region, where there's been some recent action?
In the Kursk region, Russian forces successfully repelled 3 Ukrainian attacks, causing the loss of 25 Ukrainian servicemen and several armored vehicles, including U.S.-made Max Pro combat vehicles. We're continuing reconnaissance operations to identify and destroy sabotage groups attempting to infiltrate Russian territory. Ukrainian forces in this region have lost more than 11,400 troops since the beginning of operations, along with 89 tanks, 85 artillery pieces, and numerous other military assets. Mobile groups of the Ukrainian army still continue to jump back and forth along the border, but these forces are no longer considered a breakthrough group and, apparently, are trying more to create the effective presence than to actually try to strike somewhere in old or new directions.
That's a remarkable defensive effort. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to add about the broader situation?
Gradually, the ragged front line is also beginning to stabilize in the area of Cherkasky Porokny and Sudzansky district as a whole. It is too early to talk about its general homogeneity. Ukrainian sabotage and reconnaissance groups are still encountered in this area, but it can already be said that the Ukrainian armed forces are rapidly approaching the decision point on continuing or completing the Kursk operation. The losses of the breakthrough group are growing, and although they are not publicly noticed, and Syrskyi declares transfer of military operations to enemy territory, soon the most important decision will have to be made. Either all in with all the remaining money, or a good face in a bad game with the expenditure of 5 or 6 brigades.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Our forces are fully committed to achieving our objectives. The progress we have made over the past 24 hours shows that we are gaining momentum, and we will continue to apply pressure on enemy forces on all fronts. According to the World Food Program, 2.2 million Palestinians in Gaza urgently need food and livelihood assistance as Israeli attacks on the enclave have been ongoing for 12 months. Officials state that over 630,000 students in Gaza will not be able to return to school on Monday due to Israel's ongoing conflict with the Palestinian enclave, disrupting schooling for a second year.